man. I do what I do.
Trust you. If you don't even trust your brother, get your popcorn ready and watch how Mexicans make this work.
All right. Well, you go right on ahead. Praise God. Well, yeah, we are in for a roller coaster, ain't we, y'all? We are in for it. It's about to be people lashing out of us. Why are we catching strays? Why are black people catching strays, man? I'm just saying, I guess we just expected to just shut up and be quiet. I've been to Mexico. I see your little figurines you have out there of black folk and whatnot. I see it. I see what you got going on. And I guess it is what it is. Now, I said the other day that black people were unbothered. But if you keep talking reckless like this, we're gonna be rooting ICE on. We're gonna get ICE shirts. And I'm not like that, man. But it's a lot of people out there that they got as many problems as that fella and the other ones like him. And you can't just keep saying stuff like that to people because you got a problem. You're not making the situation better. You see what I mean? But nevertheless, let me go ahead and acknowledge all these beautiful people that contributed to the Super Chat, the Cash App, and the PayPal. I want to first give a big shout out to Mr. 432. We got 15, man. I like to get 20, and that'll be plenty. But we got 15, and that's me. 15 Super Chat. We got a lot of people in here, man. Why don't y'all make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already? Subscribe to the channel. Take some time to hit that subscribe button, and so we can keep this thing popping, man. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already. And then let me see here, Mr. 43TX, on behalf of Mr. 43TX, 43TX LLC, salute to the Blizzard King. Good looking out, fam. Trump said the 14th Amendment was for children of slaves, not everybody. That's exactly what he said. We all know that. You know what I mean? We know that. But everybody, like I said before, people come to this country and they utilize the accomplishments of foundational Black Americans. Everybody does. And then we don't get any credit, and then they step right over us. So you're actually right about that, man. And Trump is right about that. So they're going to test the limits of it. And we'll be right here to do the play-by-play. African diastoic, just cuz. Thank you so much, cuz. I appreciate you, man. My man Ado, art design, nothing to say, keep flowing away. Salute. Oh, you got bars. Somebody type bars in the chat room. Quantum Solace. What's laughable, you have a multitude of Americans who are in Mexico illegally, and especially in Mexico City. But remember, look, they like them, okay? Most of those people down there are white. They like them there, okay? They're not going to put those white people out. Mexico had, in many of the Latin American countries, invite white Europeans to come to their country, specifically to lighten the population. They pride themselves on that, on their proximity to whiteness. And this is being exposed, and it is what it is. Matter of fact, I got this one video. Let me show you. This is one chick, and much the same as we got some Black women out here who, and I'm not talking about all of them, but they will only date a white man. Let me pull this. I'm gonna pull this video up, and you can hear the Hispanic dude and the disgust that he has in his voice for this Latino woman who specifically says, I only date white men. And he's like, girl, you sound real, real selloutish right now. Let me see if I can find it real quick. If I can find it. I ain't about to sidetrack with that, fam. I'm gonna get that to you. We'll talk about that another time. Shout out to man James J330T. Thank you so much. He says, send them back. That's cold-blooded, player. Quantum Solace, we all knew they would vote against their own self-interest because their moral compass couldn't allow them to vote for Kamala. Yeah, I mean, look at racism. You got racism that causes people to vote for their own interests. White people have been doing it for centuries. You see what I mean? I mean, you got poor white people who are fighting to keep slaves enslaved, and they don't even own a slave. A lot of those poor whites. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna educate you. black folks need to understand something. Most white people didn't own slaves. Okay, most white people were poor. They cleaned out Scotland and England and Ireland, and they shipped those people, mostly Scotland and England, and they in Germany, and they shipped those white folk over here and had them living out as a buffer between the Indians and the rich elite. Okay, most white people in this country were dirt poor. A great representative of the conditions that white people lived in when they got to this country during slavery was the movie Django. You know that little shed that they had out there that was on the road before you got to the Candyland? Huh? That little shed with all them people stacked in there with the bad teeth and the rotten bread. That's what white people were living like. You all make the mistake and think that all these white folks were running around, you know, with speaking in act, drinking mint juleps and wearing suits. These were poor people. And I mean, any scholar who's being honest will tell you that the actual enslaved Africans, as bad off as they were, okay, they were typically had better living conditions than the poor white people. Because the poor white people, they didn't need them for labor. All they could do is possibly be a slave catcher or something like that and luck up and work on a plantation somewhere. They were poor. They were dirt poor. Only 100 families in the South own more than 100 slaves. I want you to think about that for a minute. That's the rich. That was the elite. That was the multimillionaires of their time. The rest of these folk was poor. And nevertheless, they got dragged into a civil war in the name of the South to fight for an issue, slavery, that they had no part in. The only thing they benefited was, well, you're a slave and I'm free. Yeah, but you poor as dirt. And so and that's why a lot of black scholars, and I don't want to get off into this, but that's why you have so many black scholars who say stuff like, it's not about race, it's about class. It's not about race, it's about class. When in actuality, it's about both, and it can be about both. Okay? But the reason they came up with that term poor white cracker is because you had the rich elite, the landowners, the land barons, and then you had the white trailer. It wasn't no trailer parks back then, but you had the low class, the rednecks, man. So you know, a lot of these white folks come from folk that was dirt poor, and the only thing that kept them in line and kept them unified with the ruling class, the elite, was that they're white. And they had the hope that one day they would get to that level. So they had aspirational dreams. And I don't want to aspiration, but I don't want to dig too deep in this, but I want y'all to understand something. Okay, so when we look at the mid-Atlantic, England, Great Britain, the colonies run by the UK, Great Britain, Florida, Spain, all right? The Spanish had just kicked out the Moors, and the Moors were Muslim. And so, if you wanted to become a part of the Spanish Empire, you had to become a Christian or a Catholic. Okay, you had to become a Catholic. So they bonded, and that's why you had Spanish people, Spanish citizens who are multicolored, because they bonded over Catholicism. And so Florida, as it was, the Spanish, they were Catholic, and that's the way they bonded. Great Britain was a backwoods country at that time. Backwoods, dirty, nothing. What's up? Welcome to the broadcast. This is Uncle D. People wash their ass in the tub, Kamala Harris.
You were tuned in to Uncle D. D's black man talk. Pull up, homie, take a seat. Don't be a shadow watcher every day. You learn something, then you earn something. And let them know and drop some money in the plate. It's getting cold, ladies, talking ratchet. Lizard King here, grab your coat, zip your jacket. Keep quiet for a second, close your jaw. Attorney Spurling, this ain't pearly, know the law. Talking Constitution, pushing pins when he shooting, give him that. Masculinity, just for the record, sprinkle that. You can keep your cat, gotta cut it. Only cat he rubbing, gotta love it. I call it Holly buddy, gotta vote your interest, voting earns. Presidential, this is for the money that I earn. When you gon' learn, my people, that evil mixed with evil. No matter what you're doing, baby, this ain't equal. Sometimes when you're special, you get hated. The test is for the best, you're damn right, my people made it. Uncle D, Blizzard King, you been served, gotta notice now. Black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you been served, get your notice now. Black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you been served, get your notice now. Black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you been served, get your notice now. Black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now.
Hey man, I'll do what I do.
Somebody need to whip your ass.
Mm-hmm. Get up and whip him, Sweets.
Hey, don't be putting the money in my hand all rough.
Take your ass out here. You buy you a Flowbee and cut your own damn hair from now on.